All right. Good morning. Let's get right into it. Just in case you forgot, we were launched into the air with the trebuchet, as you do. We're launched high into the atmosphere, which just barely reached the surface of a large island. Are we playing Terraria? It's quite cold, but you don't see much snow, and Alfred's over to greet you. It's Snow Island. And I apologize for the lack of snow. It's a bit of a walk. You've got some time. Yes, we have a walk. Let's go play a game. Okay. Oh, yes, we walk. Fine. A small bag and some cubes, which are either red, green, or blue. Each time you play this game, he'll hide a secret number of cubes with each color. Figure out the information about the number of cubes. Once the bag has been loaded, the elf will reach into the bag, grab a handful of... You know you can watch streams in bed, right? We have the technology, Baz. Once the bag's been loaded with cubes, the elf will reach into the bag, grab a handful of random cubes, show them to you, and then put them back into the bag. You play several games to record the information from each game. Each game is with an ID number, followed by a semicolon separate list of subsets of cubes that are revealed from the bag, like red, green, blue. Yeah. That's all fair. Game 1, 3 sets of cubes are revealed from the bag, and then put back again. So this is a set, yeah. Then you've got a semicolon. Running a Monte Carlo simulation. No, because then you would have to do some weird stuff with like having a range of correct answers. I'm not watching a stream. That sounds like a you problem. Like running a Monte Carlo simulation, like I don't think there ever has actually been RNG because Monte Carlo is random number generation. Anyway, it's 1 red, 2 green, 6 blue. Which of the games is impossible if the bag contained only 12 red, 13 green, and 14 blue? Does he put them back? Then put them back in the bag, yeah. $20 red cubes. Yeah, I see. 15 blue. Showed the IDs of all the games that would have been possible. You get 8. 12, 13, 14. They're not even primes, so that's usually... If they're not primes, you know there's going to be no funny business with the Chinese remainder theorem like we had before. All right. So this will be our inputs with open the as a file. Nah, you know what? I'll prefer doing it the other way around. Lines equals line.strip or line in I keep wanting to press Ctrl Enter to execute the cell, to execute the script, because that works when you use scientific mode in PyCharm, but it doesn't work here. Yeah. There is like no. The thing is, in scientific mode, you can like Ctrl Enter to just rerun the whole thing, but here it's like F10 or something, or Shift F10. We want to do a simple parser. It's not very complicated. I can do a disgusting amount of splitting, which is what I'll probably do because it's easier. Not using with open. Yeah. I mean, normally this is fine because I think when you use open, like the issue with as, like with open as file, is that after the end of that block, it closes the file, it closes the stream. It's completely irrelevant here because the file is so insignificantly small that it will never matter. But there are situations in which that will matter. Yeah, I'm just gonna go do something disgusting. Game, comma, cubes equals 4 line in lines. So we want to keep track of every ID that is fit. So we want to go. So we have some sort of like what is it, valid, or like, yeah, whatever, valid, which is 12, 13, 14, right? RGB, yeah. So whenever we encounter a value that is higher than one of these, it's not right. It's a sum of one, right? Yeah, it's a sum of IDs, which feels weird because there are a lot of, how do you say that? There's a lot of ways for sums to be the same answer. That's why they usually do multiplication, because it's much less likely to get collisions that way. I mean, it's still very much possible, but that's why they usually do. That's why they do like the times 10 plus something. Is what they usually do, or times 1,000. We can ignore this because we can just do I, comma, and do enumerate. And then we just need to do +1. And now starts the fun part. Line dot splits. Colon. We take the first part, then we split that again on semicolons. And then we do cubes dot splits on a this, and this will also always be this, and this is always this for cube in this. So now we get 3 blue and then 4 red. And then just as a sanity check, yeah, don't care about this really. 3 blue, 1 red, green, blue. Actually, that's correct, right? Yeah, 1 red, green, blue. So we can always index by the second part, so we can do for no slash call in cubes dot not sure you can actually use will operators this way. Very sad. Space. Enumerate is lovely. I very much enjoy it. You can do it this way. You have to do a little more clunky. Because we could already do another split in here, and then we could do it this way. There we go, beautiful. Now I can just do call. This should work. Too many values to impact unexpected to. What? What did I do? Oh yeah, because this is still a pair. Ignoring the process, yeah, because it's just ID +1. I mean, I assume that the IDs are just ordered. Yeah, they are, so completely irrelevant. This will be P to be a pair. But this should work, right? Or am I actually going crazy here? Oh, I think... Yeah, because this is still all the cubes, so this is still pairs. Yeah, so this is like one grab. Like whatever, bag. It's called a bag for grabbing bags. Yeah, and then for C in grab. Is enumerate just for getting the line number? Enumerate, yeah, enumerate just gets you the index into that, list. It's a way to have sort of a, at the same time have an I as well as have the actual value. It's just shorthand for like doing for I in ranged length. Lost my phone buzzing. Yeah, you should. It's great. And then we just do, Yeah, let's actually do it this way. No, we don't want to make it a set. If valid C is above P, I don't know, break. Because I want to do kind of the inverse, which is annoying. No, you can... Okay, we'll do the lazy version now. Hey there, Worm. Sum ID plus equals I plus 1. Print sum ID. What's this supposed to be? Like 8? What do you mean? Oh yeah, because it's never been cast to an integer. 0. Technically it's a game, not a bag, but whatever. There we go. Hey there, Dennis. It is fairly Christmassy. I'm not sure why, but I kind of like it. You can set constant values, but now I don't have to like actually do any matching on the, or more advanced matching on the name. You can use a match, like do the actual match code block you now have in Python, which is very new. Let me grab my inputs. I don't know. How horrible is it? That's the question. That is correct. The elf says they've stopped producing snow because they aren't getting water. He isn't sure why the water stopped. You can show get the water. What is the fewest number of cubes of each color that could have been inside the game to make the bag possible? Wait, what? Play with as few as 4 red, yeah. Okay, power is equal to the number of multiplied together, adding up the power. That's indeed quite funny. So some ID is fine. So do power sum. So this is like you just make it the minimum value. So this is trivial. I'm just thinking of what's the best way to do it. So for every color, I don't want to look at the default deck. I don't want to do that. I hate this. I also jumped to Trapped in part 1. The trivial solution works best there. Anyway, we just want to grab all of the colors and take the minimum, the minimum value. Sorry, the maximum value, I guess. Because that's the minimum we'd need. So, yeah. So just make it whatever. Do it like this. I don't care. This could be a default dict. I kind of don't give a shit. This is just going to be easy. If RGB C is less than P, you aren't streaming part sharp? Fair, thank you. Then we do RGB C equals int P. Let me see. Yeah, and then at the end we do power sum plus equals. Was there a mul? That would be like a reduce. Whatever. This is... You can do this better. I don't care. Use a lambda. No, go fuck yourself. This will work. I mean, yeah, I know. This is not very proper, but... If it works, it works. Which it definitely did. That was very easy. Oh, 7 seconds to beat Aftersh. Hell yeah. Oh. Still low in the leaderboards because I'm doing this later than everyone else, but Delta Defense can down to reading speed. It basically did. Yeah, I mean, it's day 2. It doesn't really mean a lot. One place earlier than yesterday, only because I also dropped a day yesterday because IFT joined, and he was a bit faster than us. Delta points. Number 1, only score that matters. This will go drastically down. There's always a point where I can do day 1 just fine, and then day 2 completely throws you for a loop. And I just have to I take longer, take a few hours, take a day more. Perfectly fine, but for now, yeah, this is just median for the 2nd star. Yeah, this is all completely useless so far. This will get more interesting as the days go on. I wish you could... Here it'll show you what it's actually for the 2nd stars, but this is becomes a little difficult to read because it doesn't scale properly, which is a little unfortunate. IFT clerk there. Taking actual time to do part 2. What a nerd. Disqualifying all your scores since you're using Python. Shut up. Is there anything I can improve here? I mean, yeah, I could. Hard coding this, I'm not sure, is actually much better. Okay, if you do a match, so I am using Python 3.12, and I like using newer Python features, but I know 3.12 didn't add anything. I could even use 3.13, the pre-release, but I looked at the changelog for that, and it's actually just nothing new. They just cleaned up the bloat a lot, removed a lot of unused libraries, and they did do some for they did do some multi-threading stuff that isn't really relevant for most of us. No, true. I mean, in theory, you could check the first character and use that sort of just use 012 like an index there, but you have to define red, green, blue somewhere because it could be anything. You never, you wouldn't know. I would love for the more difficult input version to have the game number scrambled just to throw people like me for a loop. I could do an int b here, but that's a bit of a pain. I can't use the whale operator here as far as I'm aware, because you need to do an assignment operation and then another assignment, and that you can't do with the whale operator. You can just do a single assignment expression. This is, yeah, you could basically have at the end here, no, because you need everything to be false. This is basically the right way to do that, I think. You could make this a function and then have at the end of the function have an increment happen on a global variable, but that's just a lot more boilerplate than you would really need. This is fine. This is actually better than I expected the parsing to be, but it's still nested splits. It's not great for readability. So, yeah, of course, all you need is you would basically here have 2 sets and then just do another split on a space and then a parse as an int. It's trivial, but I avoided it. No, exactly right. just have an if statement call that function to avoid. Yeah. That's actually true. You're right. There is no point to the separate games. Because it doesn't matter. Because you can just... Because they're all individual. They aren't actually connected to each other. That's very correct. That's smart. Because you can just split on the space and then do strip. I'm not sure strip removes semicolons and colons. I don't think it does. But you could do split on either of them. That's actually clever. But it could have mattered for the second one. So I like... That's a generalization I wouldn't have made. The color... Yeah, no, that was what I was thinking about as well. You can just grab the first one, but there's no... It doesn't make your syntax any more complicated to actually grab a later one. Anyway, that means it's also time to go and laugh at your code. Let's see. First, I want to show off something beautiful. Something absolutely amazing that I don't think any of us should ever lay eyes on. This is what one of the people made, which is just... It's painful. It's a site where, you know, in the backend they've coded everything. But, like, why the fuck would you make it into a React app? Oh, Jesus Christ, the music! No. Why? Oh, Jesus Christ. That is so awful. See, the thing is, I can modulate the volume for you guys, but it's full fucking blast on my headphones. Jesus Christ, I hate this so much. But yeah, this will be our soundtrack for a little bit. So I love this idea. It's also horrible. It's so much like, oh god, it's also in JavaScript. Oh god, I hate this. This is a guy that joined my Discord very recently. He came from J-Cord, I assume, but this is just... Of course you'd like it, Scarlet, but you've got no fucking taste. We already established that. Oh my god. You actually have... You can't just... I hate this. Okay, this is actually... Sorry, I thought for a second this was like one text, return one. Why do you return one in a text form? Why do you not just... What the fuck? Oh my god, you cast it to a string again? Yeah, no, this is how you do casting to a string in JavaScript, because string plus anything automatically casts the second part to a string, because go fuck yourself, that's why. Yeah, regex like anyone else did. The logic is all perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just hate it. Because this is boilerplates. This is the actual logic, which is fairly clean. Like, I've got no comments there. It's just that JavaScript sucks donkey dick. It's just utter garbage. Why do you have a CSS style sheet? Oh, it's just empty. Okay. And this feels like massive overkill. Like, for a second, I thought about regex, but then I was like, this is... no. The thing is, here you'd have to do grouping a lot, and that's always super annoying in with regex. I like it when it's like a single line, because then it's actually kind of worth it, because then you don't have to do any extra parsing. But here you'd have to do grouping, undo the grouping, splitting its, you know, that whole jazz. And yeah, min blues. This also works. Do a max of it. That will cut down on my end in a single line of code. Oh, it's over? Oh, hell yeah, I can actually listen to myself again. We're also closing this because I don't want it to restart. No, I don't hate myself enough to do that. Yeah, this seems all fine otherwise. Oh, and then more matching. I don't like nested regex, but it works fine here. Can't really comment on it. I know Dennis said his solution might be beautiful. Ah, nice. Hard coding the game ID. That's already very wonderful. Yeah, and this is what I like about C++ parsing, is that you can just parse like character, not word by word. It automatically skips white space, which is really nice. So you can very easily go like game, we don't care about, the number we don't care about because you already have it here, and then you can just do number, color, and you can keep doing that, and that's really, really nice. Yeah, and this is just back, which checks if there's more to do. So Dennis also did the whole don't care about actual games. Hard code the number, which is all, yeah, perfectly fine. No notes. I like C++ parsing. Do the same possible thing like I did. It's all fine. You could have put this into an array, I think. Because you already have the RGB structure. So why not? But yeah, minor notes. Yeah, 55 lines, much better than your first attempt. Ray was overkill. I like. On the one hand, I agree. On the other hand, you always have a structure there. Like, it's not three. Like, yes, they're independent mathematically speaking, but they're always combined in the sense that you always will have three values. So that's why I think combining them is very clean. But that's very much a stylistic choice. Like, there really isn't any reason to do one over the other. Like, memory-wise, it's irrelevant. Because here you'd have like. I mean, if you have more than like 4 values, yes, but with 3, it's very readable, so can't complain. Hamster didn't upload day 2 yet because he's a coward. You know what did Aftish do? Just went back to bed. God damn it, Hamster. Yeah. Same thing that I did. Wait, game? Oh, ugh. What the fuck? Oh, he did the thing that I thought about doing and then decided it was ass. Where you first make a big data set of everything, of like all the draws you have for every color, and then check which ones are possible or not. But that's annoying. Because then you get stuff like this. It's a list of dicts. Yeah, and then this has, here all the red pools will be in, and then all the green pools will be in, all the blue ones, and then you can check if any of them are over your max cubes. This is one of those approaches that I think is good if it's like a part 2 prepare one, where if you need, well, actually, yeah, this is the nice thing, you can just do this, right? Because you can just do max games read. So this is the nice thing about it, it's like you're writing for a part 2. It explains why his part 2 was so quick as well. A bonus one-liner. Yeah, so this was the one I was looking for. So reduces and func tools. I don't think this is really an operator, like a cheat, because this is just basic Python stuff. They just put it in imports to reduce the amount of exposed functions at the starts. Yeah, you can just call the max the vertical dimension, which is great because you already have all of the red draws for every single game, so you just take the max value. It's trivial, which is really nice. I like this. I like part 2. Part 1 is a bit overkill, but knowing part 2 in mind, it's neat. Hard coding the colors was never an issue, because then you can just do indexing by what's in the text without having to do first character. It's like again, also not an issue to do, just check for the first character, but I find it cleaner to do it this way. Yeah, good stuff. Think about doing one-liners here for both parts at once. I don't think you can do that. Well, you can always do it, but you would just be duplicating the same block twice, which is kind of boring. Hey, let's see what Finboy did. Oh yeah, so you did the replace and then do a split on commas. That's also fair. There was a way to do splitting on different elements. What was the syntax for that again? I think you can do like an array and then you have everything you want to split on in that array. So I think you can do this slightly cleaner. Let me... that as well, of course. That's just regex, so duh, it can. Can you give me the fucking context information for the split function? The number's 13 before branching away. Ah, but that, again, that's one of those things that would matter if you have like a billion colors, but if you just have like 3, it doesn't really matter. Also doesn't generalize for part 2. Yeah. Anyway, same thing for his valids. Yeah, do that again. Did you need to do the dot strip? No, you could have broken. You could have added a space here like I did, and then add a space here after this as well. That automatically gets rid of the call requirement to call strip. This is nice. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I like it again. Like I said, if it's really big, it's nice. If otherwise, it doesn't really matter. And then it's all, yeah, it's not too bad. I think the adding space here would have been a bit cleaner, but that's minor stuff. Oh, you actually copy the stuff here. You could have just done input, like test input equals this and then tested it. Oh yeah, that does, of course, because in part 2 then you can't reuse any of this code. You should have made this 0. There's actually, technically it should be, the correct part is to make it minus infinity. But one I also don't agree with. It's like minus infinity or 0. Why 1? Because in theory it could be 0. This might fail. Doesn't matter that it would ruin the multiplication. It's completely irrelevant. You could have 0 cubes in a bag. There are inputs on which this would fail. And maybe you got lucky that you didn't have that, but I would have put one in. Exactly. So this is an actual error. You didn't get punished for it though. I'm kind of surprised that works. I would have put in a game where it could be 0, just have any sum be 0. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I think they should have done that. Otherwise, it's very similar to the other one. Oh, I mean, I didn't read the Discord, of course, because I'm busy. Well, I don't want to get spoiled. But I see. I expected a 0 inputs. I would have expected one there. Here I see. One card doesn't get drawn at all, therefore it needs 0. Yeah, because inputs are different. It could have happened. But yeah, otherwise it's fine. This is the same. I did this as well, but I didn't realize you can just do max of both values. Because you need to do this lookup anyway. Might as well make it a max. This is Nix. Let's see, what do you do? Implicit cubes, if it fits. So he made it an actual... Is this a class? Can you call this a class? I don't know if you can call this a class. I mean, so did Aftish. Here, look. With his APL, he didn't upload a day 2 solution for that yet. I mean, here it's like bright outside, so it's not really flashbanging me. That sounds more like a you issue. Yeah, just game thing. Wait, 5 ... Oh, just for the game, and then you do line find, yeah. Line, yep, till the colon. Don't make sense. Then you get your cubes. And then, yeah, you just start iterating over it while it's not empty. Love Rust. Should be unreachable. I do kind of like this call, even though I normally would say you can just leave this out, but I get why Rust has it. Yeah, just this all makes perfect sense. It's very similar to what we've all done before. What? What is this 354 here? Is that's a return value, right? No. Because it's not an accumulator or anything. Oh no, here, sorry, let advance. Yeah. And then it's an if statement, I see. You are correct, yep. Because advance is in here. It replaced it by the advance version. You're actually correct. I didn't realize that. Because this gets this assignment. I like it, but I also kind of don't. It's not very readable, in my opinion, but it's also not the worst. Because a trailing thing like this, it makes sense for assignment back to the, but I read over this little part. Anyway, yeah, so you advance the line, and you add the count. Because I assume that this is a... But what is count here? It's just a number. But then you just sum all of the ones, right? That's actually pretty neat. You can, you know, filter all of the ones where it actually fits. But yeah, and Nix also adds a little handful stuff. And then you get a new, yeah. Cubes, do it at the end, you get all the handfuls. Yeah, and then they all need to match. Oh, I see why you do plus equals. Because any handful will only ever have one of these. I thought you were summing over the entire line, but no, you're just doing it for every handful. It's a good generalization, though. Because in theory, I mean, you would never expect it to happen, but I don't think it's ever explicitly stated that that's not possible. Iterating over the line like this is... I don't know. It feels overkill for... It feels overkill for what we're doing here. Because you could just split on colons and then just map to it. Although I guess maybe the matching isn't really easy to do with the mapping. I don't think it's a terrible approach, but I feel like there could be better ways to do this. But I'm not familiar enough with Rust syntax to make a definitive statement there. Marvin hasn't done day 2 yet. Time for more Fortran. More garbage I do not get. Ah, good old, like, I remember this when reading my professor's C code. It's like, why the fuck are all the variables on top? Oh, it's C. Yeah, it sounds horrible. Still not sure what this, because we've seen read 11 here, and I've like no fucking clue what the hell this means. IO stat, I assume this just matches a break line. Or maybe an end of file, could be. The fuck does the asterisk there mean? I don't fucking know. Dates to start, that's all fine. Scan for colon or semicolon. I hate all of this. Like, I get what's going on here. Because you're just checking, you know, are we matching a semicolon or a colon here? But it's just so much fucking script to just do that. Are we legal? I don't know. Are you over 18? I'm not so sure. And then you split on the, whatever it is. What is the input again? Oh, just a space. Oh, and then you just make the game ID 0. That's actually fairly clever. Because you can just sum all the game IDs, and then just, if it's greater than either of any of the numbers. I kind of like doing ncall.gt. It's very clean for these checks. It's just not very readable. Also, if you want to chain them, I assume it's also... Maybe you can just do it... I don't know how chained ones would work, but it feels like it would become very clunky very fast. And then just advance same thing that Nyx did. I assume part 2 isn't very different. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, doesn't look that bad, because a lot of the logic you can just copy. But how do you get ncall and call out of this? Yeah, okay, it's 156 lines, but also a lot of it is either white space, boilerplate, or comments. So, what the fuck does close 11 mean? Like, oh, it's okay, but like, I hate so much of this, and the fact you have to like pre-declare all of your integers also doesn't help. Like, it's not IFT's fault, but it is Fortran's fault. I'm sorry if you've done it yet. No, I'm very disappointed in you. Hard-coded. I was like, what is the input stream? Oh wait, we're not looking at Python anymore. We're looking at fake Java. I like you have to explain this because you know I'm gonna read it later. You can just index into it again? Why do you need to do dot first? This is very Java-y though. The fucking horrible typecasting. Are you sure it's an int? But is it the ints with a capital or a not capital? Because that's different. That's like honestly one of the worst parts about Java is that you have double with a capital is different than double with a lowercase d. I hate it. Like there's a good reason for it. The capital doubles are more like wrappers around potential numbers like you would have in Rust, where you can do streaming or you can do things like you need to check that it's even a number first. It's a wrapper around any data. Yeah, it's kind of like a primitive or something other, but like a lot of more modern Java works with the wrappers and then allows you to do really nice things like streaming. Like, for example, I have big lists of numbers and I want to take the maximum. The easiest way to do that is to stream them. But then you can't just implicitly cast it to a double. You have to explicitly do that, and I kind of hate that. Because, you know, it's it just adds more boilerplate, and I get why it's there. I just don't like that it's there. Yeah, everything else is very familiar here. I don't think today was a day where you could really, well, you can always do other dumb stuff, but I don't think there really was much. There aren't really lot of different paths that are obvious here. For like the previous day, for day 1, part 2, there are. No, there isn't much to it, which is fine. Like after the annoying pitfalls of day 1, part 2, I think this is perfectly fine. I was talking to someone else yesterday evening who was also trying to solve it, and they were struggling a lot because they kept like, I mean, for them it was also going back into programming for after quite a while, and they kept running into the same issue that every one of you ran into, and I was like trying to give them subtle hints, and it wasn't really really working that well. But I think eventually they got it. Let's go take a look at what the horrible people at Reddit managed to cook up. Yeah, I was thinking about using a default dex, but I didn't want to add an import. This just means you don't have to define the colors. What else you do? Yeah, map a lambda, math prod. That's actually kind of neat. I like that one-liner. You can't just add a semicolon here and then say I'm doing a one-liner. Ah, fuck you. I know why he did it, but it doesn't count. And I guess you can do math prod to get around the reduce, which also works. I didn't think of that actually. I was thinking about using NumPy, but that feels like massive overkill. Yeah, of course it's much more cumbersome because you need to do some weird lambdaing. That's what I like about Erlang. I think you have all of this just kind of built in. Oh, it's a Google Sheets guy again. Oh yeah, and I was about to say, today is really easy in Excel because one thing Excel is very good at is just doing very simple but very parallel operations, and here all you're doing is matching if, yeah, doing a count ifs, you know. So the red and above 12, green above 13, and blue above 14. It's trivial. You could even do, there's other longer ways you can probably do this, but that's pretty neat. Hey there, Owen. Welcome to more Advent of Code messiness. Like I'm definitely not. Oh, nice. What are we doing? Lisp. I'm not saying I could do this, but because what they do here is they actually do it in a single line, whereas I would just do it in normal Excel form, which I think would actually be kind of fun to maybe try for the first few days. But maybe I'll try and do like one of the earlier years in Excel, or at least a few days that might be fun. But we'll see how much I hate myself. Let's first complete this year. Someone who can actually write in proper Kotlin. This is what I want from my Java, fake Java, unreadable. Does he do a with index and then discard the index? That'd be really funny. No, he uses it here. Yeah. Yeah, simple splitting. And then too long. That's what was the answer in the end? Like 76,000? I don't think you need longs here, my dude. Sorry, the fuck? I mean, it's perfectly valid. I don't expect anyone to really come swinging out the gates with a new language like that. I assume this is because, just like in Erlang, these are atoms, or they're called atoms in Erlang, where they're just like they also represent a string with the same value. Oh, we saw APL people do it yesterday quite a bit. I'm not gonna go over this. I don't understand it. It's horrible. APL's unreadable. But this is pretty clean. I like it. I do what I dislike about this is that it hides a lot of things. Like, it does a lot of implicitness, which is the same issue between quotation marks APL has. But here it's like, how is this less characters than the fucking APL solution? I guess this is part 2, and this is only part 2, so it's not really fair, but whatever. I disagree that they weren't very clear. They're very, like, clarity by omission is fine. So, yeah. Oh, hey, fishy. Sorry, you turned the input into JavaScript and evaled it. What? Oh, what the fuck? So you just do a bit of replacing, turn it into valid JavaScript, and then just eval it? That's really funny. So, you know, you just change the starts. And then you make it sort of a reduction? Because this is group matching in regex, but... And then you replace your $ with this blue, green, red. Oh, this is just for part 2. Yeah, this is just part 2. Because this wouldn't work for part 1. Because for part 2, all you need to do is, yeah, just check the max within any game. That's very clever. I like that. It's very clunky and very dumb, but I like it. And this is just grepping. Grepped away the impossible games. That's actually kind of neat. And then you can just sum the leftover IDs. So either 13 to 19 or 2 to 9? Or at any digit, sorry, yeah. So this is just check if red. This is just matching, it's just regex. Either 13 to 19 or 20 to 99. Or any 3-digit number, doesn't matter, is invalid. Same for 14, same for 15. Yeah, no, which they did here, this matches a valid grab, basically. Which I like. Or sorry, this is an invalid grab in this case. You can just invert it, it's fine. Because you can just replace it with nothing and then you've got only the valid games. I find this very clean. It's not readable because it's regex, and regex sucks a lot for readability, but it's fairly clever. And you just match all of the ones, you remove them, and you join them, and you whatever the fuck just the math call does. Oh, plus in the math, maybe that? Oh, I see. You join the leftover string, so you just grab whatever digits are left. Okay, I assume that's what that does. Join them with a plus, and then you just math it. I assume it just executes the previous string, interpreted as just evals it. Counter. I don't know enough about this to actually to quickly read this. I sure D less than threshold for D and draws times the game ID. That's fine. But why does D get matched with maybe when you use two? Ah, I see. You could do the same in NumPy. I realize, because you would just no. Because how do you get the? Oh, because I see. I was like, how do you? Because it could be red green, but it could also be green red. But I guess with counter, you automatically cast it already to the correct thing. That's neat, but again, it's a bit cheating. It's a little arbitrary what like libraries you would consider cheating and what you wouldn't, because there's a lot of native things that I wouldn't consider cheating, but this one, it does so much, because it's not just because like you can have a data structure one, like say a marquee. But that's just a circular list that you can shift around. It doesn't do any of the parsing for you, and this seems like it does a lot. Like, I like it. It's neat. But it's also a little... Max is clearly cheating. Yeah. Like, Max just simplifies logic. Because in theory, max is only like, what, 2 lines? If you do it with if statements. So it's not very... Sorry, what the fuck? Leg 64 assembly? The Obviously using a an actual programming language, that's called cheating. I like the halts at the end. I can't read this. I'm not gonna try even. This is so dumb. Why is it red, 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 green, green? Why are you XORing the same value thrice? I don't fucking know. Hate it. What? Solve it by hand. Solve it with rocks and sticks. That's all you're gonna get. Yeah, Excel. Hey, Vim guy. Yeah, same idea as before. Just see if it's valid. I was gonna say, how do you check if it's like less or too much of me? But here you already did do what the other guy did as well, just in 2 lines. Neat. I like it. This is like, it's stupid, but I like it. As I mentioned yesterday, I hate Vim with a passion. Also because I think it's caused me to delete work a few times, because it's one of those things where, like, if you press... It's like quintessential terminal text editing. I dislike it, but sometimes it's all you have. If you can avoid it. If you need to edit files, just use Visual Studio Code over SSL. Please do it. It's so much better than using Vim or Nano or whatever other garbage is included. What the fuck? I didn't think it could be less readable than APL, but this is impressive. The fuck is this? Alright, is this like all the characters you can use? I hate this so much. They have the little trans flag in the transpose function. I love that. That's actually, what is this, bifurcate? No, it's called both. That's a bi flag. That's actually really nice. I like that a lot. It's really dumb, but I like it a lot. But like, the fuck is this? Oh, it's just oh, they actually explicitly mark a space. Is this Grammarly? Ah, nice. I'm sorry, there's a space too much around your shit. Call two functions, same values. This is so dumb. I like it. Yeah, it's not yet stable. No, I can tell. If this is actually all the commands you have, that's fairly impressive. Yeah, I like it. I hate it, but I also kind of like it. Oh, it's J again. I've mentioned this earlier. It's not what I remember J being, but it's still... I've come across it on the golfing sites before. I guess it's not the hardest golf language. F sharp looks fairly fine. Why is S and N? Nah, whatever. Oh. Huh. Whoops. Well, it is what it is. I'll remove that in a second then, actually. I know, it's not nice. I can actually easily get around that. I need to push today anyway. I can't get around the other day unless yeah, I could nuke. You can like retroactively properly remove files from your Git history. It is a motherfucking pain to do though. So I'll just add my input folder to my git ignore. That's all that I... There we go. No way to remove that. No, you could like... Yeah, no. So technically now, even though I'm not pushing any of the input files anymore, I could like add... I could delete the folder, push that, it'll delete the folder from the most recent comment. But there's no way to, well, like I said, there is a way, but it's a massive pain to get rid of the old data. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. This was neato. And you were, oh look, end with hamster solution. All these people using regex, kind of boring, you know. Go with the hip disfiltering. I use a -1, which is also fine as a value. Actually, no. I disagree. It's still, no, it should be 0. I said before it could also be -infinity. That's not wrong. It needs to be 0. Because this would also fail with the 0 cubes. You don't ever actually need to do this. That's not required. because you can just set it to, like, yeah, technically it's more performant if there was more logic behind it, but there isn't, so it's whatever. But yeah, clean. No relevant notes. This, yeah, you can just replace. I see this. I'm never 100% sure if you need to do it this way. I think the file closes automatically at the end of. Actually, maybe it keeps it open for the current scope, which would be global. So, but whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a nice rest of your day. There is a chance that I might actually stream tonight, but I'm not sure. I have to do errands first. Finish my surprises. Write a poem. 2 technically, but I might only do 1. I need to check if my 3D printer works, but we'll see. It's not like I would like to, but it's not super likely. But like I do have a rare technical free evening, but we'll see. First though, other stuff to do. Cheers everyone.